Hello, social workers, mental health professionals, and change agents. Welcome to another episode of the Social Work Rants podcast. I'm your host, Bash Moreno. Saludos a todos. Greetings, everybody. Thank you for tuning in, tapping in wherever you are watching or listening to the podcast. I appreciate all the love and support. Gracias a todos por su apoyo. Again, shout out to everybody that's been listening to the podcast, that's been viewing the podcast, and just overall support. We're posting memes related to social work, just in general. And it's been a lot is happening in the world. Obviously, kind of more so than usual. Before I get into that, continue to watch the support. Follow the podcast on all social media outlets, on Instagram at the Social Work Rants Podcast. That is all one word. On Twitter, X at Social Work Rants, and Facebook, hit that like button. Type in the Social Work Rants Podcast, hit the like button. And of course, the YouTube channel, hit that red subscribe button. And if you listen to the podcast, rate, uh, review, like, share, download podcast episodes. Um, I'm gearing up to start interviewing fellow social workers again. It's been a little minute, even though I did interview someone. The last episode, we're getting back into it. And looking forward to interviewing dope fellow social workers in the field doing amazing work. That being said, I want to start off with some good, exciting news related to the podcast. Always start with the positive, strength perspective, as we like to call it. The name Social Work Rants Podcast is officially trademarked with the U.S. Uh, Department of Trademarking. I forget the exact title or what's it called, the USPO. Uh, so the name, the Social Work Rants Podcast, is protected. It is officially trademarked. So I'm excited for that. It's been a kind of a long process, almost a year and a half. Yeah, roughly a year and a half. Uh, and that's I got another trademark that's been taking forever. I feel um, that's pending. So I'm excited for that. And also shout out to the good people at FeedSpot for ranking the Social Work Rants podcast, number four in the top 40 of social work uh, podcasts in the world. So I'm very excited. I think it was at eight, and number nine, then went to eight, and so now it went up to number four. So uh, yes, so thank you to FeedSpot for that, and that's for you, the listeners, the viewers, to make that happen. So I thank all of you for watching, for listening, and yeah, uh, uh, I'm I'm gunning for that number one spot, and uh, in the words of Ludacris, I'm coming for that number one spot. That being said, again, thank you to everybody. Thank you to FeedSpot, the good people at FeedSpot for that uh, distinction. So yeah, is May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Uh, this episode called "Protect Your Mentals, Protect Your Chicken." And shout out to Marshawn Lynch who using his quote, "Protect your mentals, always protect your mental health, and your chickens protect your money." Using Bay Area slang there, protecting your mentals at all costs from from anyone. Um, Before I get into that, today is not the greatest day for me, and I probably really shouldn't be recording, but uh, maybe yes. I'm recording right now, so I'm gonna release it. So, so today, as I record this, May 3rd, 2024, and I'm gonna release it today. Uh, is the 4 year, and I can't believe it's been 4 years already. Seems like 1 to 2 years, but today is the 4 year anniversary of my mom's passing. So, uh, again, not the greatest day. I've been in my mind, like gearing up for today. Uh, as I mentioned a few weeks ago, a few episodes ago, April, May, June is my seasonal depression season. And I know many people have seasonal depression going on in the wintertime, with the holidays and things of that nature. Mine is spring going into summer. Um, with, combination of uh, my ex-wife's birthday, uh, in April going into May, today, May 3rd, and then going into Mother's Day. Father's Day is not always great, especially the last 4 years, because I don't get a phone call wishing me for my mom wishing me a happy Mother's Day. Uh, and then going into July, being the anniversary of my ex-wife's passing, and then now dealing with mom's birthday in uh, August. So, and I don't like the summer as it is anyway. It's my least favorite season. Only good thing about the summer is my wedding anniversary is coming up in June. Um, so yeah, so today is not a good day. Protecting your mentals at all time is how it relates to social work. There's a lot happening in the world. Obviously, we got genocide happening in Israel, Gaza. That's happening. We having protesters who are have a right to protest being attacked by police officers and counter protesters. Uh, we got the right to free speech is being attacked. Um, but unfortunately, we got the Ukraine, Russia happening. We got the Congo situation that America media refuses to talk about. That's happening. We got Haitians being deported out of trying to get into Dominican Republic. Everything that's going on in Haiti, and then the Dominican government taking them back into Haiti. Uh, so right on the border of Haiti and DR is just a lot of conflict that's happening, and a lot of people suffering. And of course, we got Agent Orange starting one of his trials, and there's a big Supreme Court case coming up of immunity that's happening in June, and people need to be paying attention to that. And of course, we got the current president uh, just he losing votes by the day. Um, but we might not have a choice but to vote for him, just because we do not need Agent Orange back in the White House. So maybe social media is not the best tool to protect your mentals. Watching the news may not be the best way to protect your mentals at this time. Uh, it is our right as social workers to talk about what is happening in the world. It is in our code of ethics to bring that up. Uh, all the things that are happening. Social work is political, and these things need to be talked about. Uh, the war against Black women that's constantly happening. There's issues regarding harm reduction, and I have my individual battles with with certain people online about harm reduction works. This the way certain cities how they do things may not be kind of ass backwards, but the harm reduction model works. So there's all these things that are happening all at the same time. Uh, it is like a lot overwhelming. The economy is not doing great. We 4 years later from COVID. The government, cities, state, local, are refusing to talk about the aftermath of pandemic. What does that look like? Are people really struggling? Which I mean, I see it every day. Many of my peers see it every day. Um, but our local and federal officials refuse to talk about the aftermath of pandemic. What does that look like? Um, Schools not adopting social emotional learning in schools is a lot is happening all at the same time, and we're like, what the heck? How how do we get here? What is next? Like, I'm just trying to get through the day, one one day at a time, and there's a lot happening, and it can be overwhelming. You know? So what can we do? Limit the news, limit this get NPR seems to be pretty good in terms of uh, general tidbit of highlights of the news, what you need to know. I mean, look at your phone. You want to see what the weather is, like boom, go to your weather app. Okay, really is just weather in sports. It's kind of like uh, kind of mainstays as to protecting for me for protecting myself, my own mental. You can go on Instagram and you see some like police brutality happening. Go on Twitter X, you might see some racist things happening, or Elon might post something, or you see some update on X, and you're like, why is this update happening, or any nonsense on X? Um, so it's kind of hard to kind of is at the same time as like we need to be in the know for us social workers, but at the same time, can be too much into the know that's like affecting our mental health and be to a point where all we can do is just protect ourselves individually and focus on ourselves. What can we do for ourselves to protect ourselves, protect our families, and kind of just live almost kind of be selfish. Like I just need to just protect me, and I can only control what I can control for me, and everything else in the outside is, kind of it is what it is. So it's kind of like that fine line, that balance of yes, I'm a social worker. It is my code of ethics to address these issues, but I'm only one person to do what I can at the same time. Like, I'm not touching that subject, or like uh, I can't. My brain can't handle this right now, and again, it's a lot happening uh, in in the world, locally, nationally, and definitely keep in mind locally. There's a lot happening in these cities. State senate races that obviously would affect national policy. So be mindful. Like it's not just are we voting for Biden or are we voting for Agent Orange? Like there's a lot state local races that's happening, and there's the infiltration of the far right is definitely happening um, locally. So as much as it is nationally. So uh, there's a lot happening here in America to a point where might have to do some Googles in terms of where to potentially where to live outside of America. So, and I can only imagine what uh, the listeners and viewers of this podcast thinking of America, they might watch the news, be like, "What the heck is going on?" So, uh, short, short and sweet episode, to the point today. If you want to get on the podcast, uh, email me Bass City Entertainment LLC at gmail.com. Definitely for all my people who are in the sandwich generation or take care of elder family member while also having kids of their own. I am providing financial education. Go to bassmoreno.com. Let's set up a time for a consultation, and let's have these discussions on how I can assist you with your money goals. Uh, as this episode is brought to you by Bass City Entertainment, doing business as Bash Moreno Consulting. A good way to deal with anything mental health that you may have. I wrote a poetry book. It's called Triumph Through Pain: How to Maximize Your Full Potential in Hard Times. I wrote it during the pandemic. Uh, Change the background here real quick. How to Maximize Your Full Potential in Hard Times. It is available on Amazon. It's been out almost 2 years after my mom passed away. And also, for those who don't know, who haven't listened, I lost 10 clients also while living in New York from COVID. So, uh, yeah, all the grief and loss, and while the world was shut down, and I just, all these words came to my head and put it and made it to a book and had it published. Um, so that book is out. It is available. I'm actually trying to do it. Having an audio book, and I've been like struggling with that off and on for like at least a year. So I would love to do an audio book, have it out, and yeah, that's been what's going on with me. So short and sweet, to the point. Shout out to everybody again for listening, for rocking. Um, Shout out to all the social workers doing who got events. They're doing events, being part of panels, discussions in honor of Mental Health Awareness Month. Keep up the great work as always. And until next time, talk soon. Peace.